Hey guys, welcome back to Fantasy Football. And yes, we did have a video earlier in today talking about what we could do, what I'm potentially thinking, which is after Game Week 1 disaster, we're struggling in the leagues. I've had a lot of time to think today, and I played around with potential transfers, looking at free hit drafts, wild cards, etc. But I've decided I'm not gonna panic just yet. It was tempting to know obviously we already took -4 points. I think to wild card it or just free hit would be a waste of those -4 points. Yes, when I look at my team, there's a couple of double ups, and it's not great double ups. They're like attackings versus defenses, and stuff like that. But I think it's always going to happen in an FPL where you have a team that you have an attacker and then you have a defender, and you hope for obviously goals for that player because they need it. But then obviously you need defensive points and clean sheets. So yeah, I think it's not great, but I think it's something we're gonna have to live with. Does my mouse want to work? I don't know if it does. The mouse isn't working. Not when I want it. Yeah, okay. Obviously we looked at the ins and outs already and earlier. Reiners, Semenya, Asikike, Wood, Ballard. How much is Ballard anyway? It's 4.6, so yeah, he went up. Frimpong is now one of the most transferred out due to that injury that came out in the news today. Hamstring back the 14th of September. I can't predict, but I think that's going to be the Everton game, potentially. Konza suspension, Guardiola and Pedro out. So obviously we spoke about the leagues. We don't need to dive into that. It's pretty bad. 11th and 8th and 15th. We don't really need to talk about that. Obviously transfers we made. The keeper transfers in. That was done. -4 points. It's pointless to do a free hit transfer, wildcard, whatever. So this is obviously who we've got. You obviously got a triple up of Chelsea. You got obviously Bowen and Wan-Bissaka playing for West Ham. We were playing each other. That's obviously 2 Liverpool players, 2 Everton players. And there's a lot of double ups in the squad. You got obviously Granit Xhaka against Burnley, obviously Mark Gui on the bench as well, and obviously the Bright Car against Sunderland as well. So there's lots of double ups in this week, which is where my head was spinning of what do I do? Should I start panicking? But I've looked at potential game weeks ahead, and there's no point of wildcarding. As much as I wanted to use a free hit to get in Arsenal defence, Haaland, I think waiting till game week 6 is better with Haaland against Burnley, because there could be goals galore there. Obviously, if Haaland goes and gets a hat-trick this weekend, we'll be probably about 100 points behind a lot of players, but we're going to take the risk, which means coming in to pick team, I'm still torn between Sanchez and Dubravka, but I think I'm going to stick with Sanchez for now. Doesn't mean I might not change it, because I think if I go Dubravka, obviously the only player we've got for Sunderland is Granit Xhaka. We are obviously holding on then for 2 clean sheets with Estevan and Dubravka. But I think if you don't play him this week, when are you going to play the Burnley defence? Javoski's fine. Obviously, we hope they get a win. They get some goals. We need them to do well. Watkins, I think, against Brentford is fine. Obviously, the big issue is Bowen here. How many weeks can you leave it? He's got Chelsea. He's got Forest. He's got Spurs. Potentially could be next week we decide to get rid of him. If he doesn't... he's got this Chelsea this week. Forest, Spurs. Maybe next week he goes. Yeah. Florian Wirtz is obviously a talking point. Not had a good start, but we brought him in because he was a good option, very cheap. Help with the Salah cover, and to double up, we thought looked pretty good season, very good. Also, talking point of this week is obviously no Haaland. So our captain option, without Arsenal is either Salah or Palmer. Salah obviously did well against Bournemouth. Palmer has got a good fixture, but we know he's blanked very, very much. So it's, do you go consistency on Salah? Maybe he doesn't get a crazy amount of goals and assists. Maybe he gets one goal. That's still another 16 points. Does he get assist? Maybe you're then looking at 3 points, 18, maybe 18 points, 16 points. As wherever you go, Palmer, he either blanks and he gets 6, or he goes and gets a goal and assist, maybe hat-trick against a poor West Ham side. There's a lot to talk about. Wan-Bissaka on the bench. There's no point of putting Bowen, Wan-Bissaka, Chelsea players in. It's just pointless. So we're hoping in for the Estevan clean sheet. Konza would be a great option if he wasn't suspended. The only real change I would potentially make is obviously Dubravka to Sanchez, and hope maybe a double Burnley defence would be risky, would definitely pay off. And then that basically does obviously counteract. You can let Bowen score. Maybe Cucurella gets assist. You're then not worrying about Chelsea as much. But I think for now, we're going to keep Sanchez in. I'm going to leave the armband on Salah for now. I might change it, and if I do, it will be on the YouTube Shorts. But I think this is what we're going for. Game week 2, saving it. Fingers praying. Wish me luck. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the notification bell. Am I making a big mistake not wildcarding or free hitting this week? Let me know in the comments down below. But I'm taking a risk. I'm trying to not overreact over to game week 1. It's going to be hard. But let's see. I'll see you next week.